Kristen with Nerdouts Newsstand, and we got some breaking news today in the Batgirl front. Now, we've talked about this movie previously. It is going to be an HBO Max exclusive. Unfortunately, it won't be something that is going to be in the theater, but nevertheless, I am very interested. Now, this is and will be a very controversial casting. And the reason I say that is because the casting, the final, is down, and it is Leslie Grace. Now, the other day they posted, weirdly enough, 4 women that were up for the role. And why they did this, I'm not exactly sure, but they definitely were testing the waters, kind of doing auditioning. And then 2 days later, they decided who was going to get the role. Yesterday, even, it was down to 2 different women. But now, it is down to 1. Now, I have a little bias. I will be very honest with Leslie Grace. I like her. She does, and has for a very long time, done a lot of music. She has been in the Latina music for years and won multiple awards. But we're not necessarily talking about a role that needs that voice, that needs somebody that could be able to sing. We're talking about Batgirl. So where does that help when it comes to that? Well, for one, it will, I think, help when it comes to how they choreograph fighting, doing the dancing and stuff. She's going to be a little bit more limber. But again, you don't need that voice. Her breakout role just happened in The Heights. And that was a huge movie made by the people from Hamilton. It did not perform nearly as well as they had hoped. But I do think that has nothing to do with Leslie Grace herself. I think it has to do with the way the role in the movie was portrayed and how, people just weren't interested. It wasn't something I was necessarily interested in. And I love musicals. I absolutely love musicals. And that's really how I found Leslie Grace, is she sang a song from Rent with another girl for charity, and I really, really enjoyed it. I would have loved to see her play somebody like Mimi on Rent if they redid it, but they, it's really not that old, but even so, she would have been a great Mimi. But now she is Barbara Gordon, which brings up a lot of questions, a lot of controversy. Absolutely would not want to be the person to make those final decisions, because do you, take a look at your source material and decide whether this character needs to be or can be race bent, or do you simply go the easy way and mark off check boxes? It's really quite hard in a situation like this, especially when, if you take a look at DC, who do women very well. We have an amazing Harley Quinn. Now, I know there was some people saying that she wasn't coming back, but it's not that she's not coming back. She's just taking a break. She's done quite a few Harley Quinns in a row. She doesn't want to be known for that. Yes, they do amazing women. They have Wonder Woman, who is fantastic. They have great women in Titans, whether it's Donna Troy or Doom Patrol, whether it's Crazy Jane or Rita. We also have Mary Marvel in Shazam. So what do they do? Oh, well, Mira. I guess we can add Mira in there, but I really didn't want to mention that name. They race bend the character because most of their big, huge characters in the DC universe are white. And that's the truth. I wouldn't want to be the person that made that call. But with most of their characters being white, and I know they do have Batwoman, they do have Starfire, there are a few that they have Black Canary, but most of them are not. So I do think that's probably what led them to this decision. And let's be real here. Let me know in the comments below. When you saw the 4 that were up for this role, you knew who they were going to pick. Not because you knew their credits, because you could see them. I knew days ago that Leslie Grace was going to be picked for this role. I could have made this video on Monday, but it is now official. So let's take a look at what Deadline has to say. Obviously, this is going to be a big deal, but What I'm hoping this leads to is either them bringing in Jim Gordon from the Batman, so it's more of a continuity. So we see more of world building, and that is her actual father, though I don't know if Jeffrey Wright would be able to cross over. Or we get a little bit more into the Batman franchise where we can see side characters like what we're seeing with Titans with Jason Todd, maybe get a Nightwing movie, but I don't know. So, it says after teasing actresses this week, Warner Brothers and DC Films look to have found their Batgirl. Sources tell Deadline Leslie Grace has been tapped to play Barbara Gordon in the studio's Batgirl. Now, they could have also went with a different Batgirl, and they have plenty characters of color within the DC mythos that they could have pulled from. I would love to see, and I think I'm not alone when I say this, a Vixen or a Bumblebee movie, something along those lines. Now, do they have a Storm type character where they have a really strong woman like that? Not so much in DC, and that's unfortunate, but Vixen is awesome. Vixen will always be awesome. I love her. So the studio is already super high on the rising star following her breakout role in In the Heights, and sources say her audition sealed the deal as the choice. The studio has no comment. The film will bow on HBO Max, marking one of the first major DC properties to debut exclusively on the streamer. Adil, Arbi, and Fallah will direct the pick, and with a script from Christina Hodson. Now, as far as that goes, they did Bad Boys for Life, which was one of, at least from what I've heard, one of the best movies last year. So that bodes very well. My main worry here, and I will be honest, is this name right here, Christina Hodson. I've only really seen her when it comes to Birds of Prey. Now, I know she's working on The Flash. I don't know exactly how that's going to pan out. But as far as Birds of Prey, she took my toys and she threw them on the ground. She might have even kicked them while she's down there. So, Christina Hodson has a track record of not ever looking at the source material. That's that's a bigger issue to me, her being on this, than Leslie Grace being cast as Barbara Gordon, because she is known to do this. She is known to make silly decisions, and she is known to continuously double down on those decisions, even if they make zero sense. I'm hoping that we don't see a crossover when it comes to the Flash Batman, 89 Batman, right? Michael Keaton. Because that would show us that they are going in the direction where I was worried about. Instead of doing Batman Beyond, they would be doing Batgirl Beyond. So I'm hoping we don't get any type of news like that. Just let this stand alone or have it cross over with Pattinson's Batman. But leave it out of the Flash. Leave it out of that universe. Their movies are a mess. They really need to get it in order. But even so, let me know down in the comments below what you think of Leslie Grace as the new Barbara Gordon. If you think they're going to give her a red wig, she's going to have red hair. Are we going to see the nerdy side? Are we going to see the librarian and the fun side and the badass side? Are we going to get year one? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit like. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.